What up, everybody? You're now tuned to Candid Conversations. We back again with another show. I mean, you know how we get down, man. It's Monday again, man. So we got a nice little topic we're gonna go in on today, as you can see, talking about the double standards between men and women. And man, we're gonna go in on it, man. So, I mean, we had a conversation. What was that Friday?
Right.
Yeah. We had a conversation Friday, and we kind of talked about it. We talked about personal experiences and situations, in the double standards between men and women. We was like, yo, man, we got to talk about this. So,
Right.
I mean, and the double standards exist on both sides. There's things that men have privilege in, and then things that women have privilege in. So kind of keep it even keel because we can't talk about the advantages women have without talking about the advantages that men have. But one thing I will say, because I am a man, one thing I do notice is that when women have an advantage in something, it's whatever. You just got to deal with it. But when men have an advantage in something, oh, it got to change, and it needs to change. It needs to be fair. It needs to be equal. So we're gonna get into that, man. So what you think about that?
Man, you remember what we talked about when I was, and this is an experience that I've had on many occasions, not just one, but remember I was telling you about when I was in the restaurant. You know,
Yeah.
I was ordering some food, sitting there minding my own business. I'm not a dude who's real, just walking up and trying to shoot my shot with females anyway. That's just not my thing. But
Hmm.
I'm sitting in a restaurant. I'm ordering my food, and this happened a week ago. I'm sitting ordering my food. I'm in San Marco, and I'm sitting there, and a young lady walks over, and she goes, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm on my phone, and she was like, "Man, you swole." I was like, "Okay, all right." In my mind, I'm like, "Okay, where is this going?" I'm tired. I'm not in the mood to be even bothered. She takes it upon herself, right, to reach over, grab my arm, and squeeze it.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there, and the first thing I thought about was you, Brandon. And I said, "Boy, wait till I tell B this." So I'm sitting there, and I said, "Ma'am, did I say it was okay for you to just squeeze my arm like that?" "Oh, no, no, no disrespect." So I'm sitting there, I'm like, but she took it upon herself that's all right,
Yeah.
that's okay. Now, here's the thing: we're talking about one instance of many, of many. Not, the grabbing the arm, the grabbing the butts, and it's okay, and it's laughable. But imagine if a dude does the same thing, B.
Mm.
All hell gonna break loose.
Yeah.
Here we go. Huge double standard. And that's just
Yeah.
one. That's just one thing.
Just
We
one.
and we got a whole hour to talk about a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
one of the things that I don't understand. And I know a lot of women would say, well, I'm out in the public or I'm in a nightclub, dudes grab. And I used to be a bouncer, so I didn't see those things. And I agree with women 100%. Dudes can
Hmm.
be very disrespectful in certain outings and pretty much invading a woman's personal space, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, women do the same thing, you know,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
okay when they do it. So, but
Supposed to
how
just
would it,
take it.
but how would it look like me in the nightclub going to a bouncer? "Hey, man, she grabbed on me, man." So, B, imagine what that looks like, right? And then,
Yeah.
then they're gonna give me the Terry Crews complex if I did something like that. But I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
saying. But imagine if men did that. We never say anything, but a woman's gonna say something about it, or she's gonna knock the daylights out of that dude, and it comes into a whole different, situation.
Oh yeah. I mean, that right there, it's amazing because like I know a lot of women don't understand today why men don't approach anymore. Why why dating is the way it is today, and when she could be out and about and she's like, guys just don't approach me like that. Well, you guys have made it almost a crime to approach a woman on the street
Right.
because of stuff just like that. I mean, you
Right.
could walk up to the man you desire and the man you like and say and do whatever, but if a guy walks up to the woman that he desires And dude, if I just look at a woman too long sometimes, or if I just say something she doesn't like, oh, he's a misogynist, oh, he's this, oh, and then don't let it be a woman of another race, and you big black man versus little whatever other race
Uh,
woman. Like, I mean,
wow.
I that dynamic right there, I try to stay away from that as much as possible because the optics and the way it looks, you know.
Right.
But I mean,
Right.
it's going to, if we continue to go in this direction, I mean, no one is going to approach on the street. I mean, it's certain places where it's almost a crime to approach a woman on the street. But that's the thing about it. You can't have it both ways, ladies. You can't have it to where you want the guys you want to approach you, but you don't want other guys to approach you. So when
Mm,
guys come out and say, "Well, I don't want these women who I feel are undesirable to approach me, but I want the Carrie Hilsons and the Beyonces to approach me." Oh, we're shallow. No, we're not good people. We're toxic. All of these things, but you
right.
can't have it both ways.
Not at all, man. Not at all. Another thing, man, that I've heard women talk about
Oh,
is
hold on,
they
Sean.
hate.
Hold on,
What
let me
was
see
that?
what George got. See, he said I
Oh,
was
okay.
sitting in a restaurant with my homeboy, and the lady walked up and rubbed her hand through my hair and said, "Damn, do I know you?" And she said no, but she couldn't help it. But she did pay for our food though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, George. No, no way, man. Hey, at least she paid for the food though. Okay,
Hey, yeah,
I
yeah. At
mean,
least you
I
did
mean,
that.
I at least she paid for the food, I guess.
Right.
But George couldn't do that. George, you couldn't walk up, and George is a bigger guy. He could walk up to some random woman at a restaurant, rub his hands through her hair, and say, "Oh, I can't help myself. I'm gonna pay for your meal." George would be on the Fox News, man. They gonna put him on CNN. It's gonna be a national story, probably, man. Like you can't do that as a man.
No, man. No, not at all. Not at all. But see, that is that is so painfully obvious that stuff goes around all the time, and us men, we just take it. We just take. We don't make a big deal about it. We just shake our head and just keep it moving. And but all men think like, man, what if I did that? How
Yeah,
would that turn out? And
yeah,
then, like I was going to say before, another thing when it comes to um, the man not being in the home, a lot of women will say they hate when the men play the blame game when it comes to the the father not be him not being there, or um, you know um, being unilateral responsible for the single parent female that's actually in the home. But nobody sits back and looks at, okay, how did it get that way? Okay,
yeah.
is she forcing, or she's using the kid as a pawn when it comes to him trying to see his kid? The good fathers who have to fight for something that they helped create it, but they play the game, and it's no one says anything about this.
Mhm.
It's justifiable. And that's one of the things that I've seen some. I'm talking about good brothers, man, owning up, taking care of their responsibilities, being bigger than the situation, not making the situation about them. But then you have a lot of women, and my mom broke it down like this. She said, "All people who are happy, they want you happy too, or they wondering why you not happy like they are." A happy person is not going to come up with schemes and plots and devices to put a
Yeah,
wedge between that child and that father. But that goes on so much, and they still blame the dude for being unilaterally responsible for him not being there. Has anybody ever thought about that she may be difficult to deal with?
right.
I mean, man, this thing. Oh my, man, we gonna be playing tennis with this thing the whole time. The whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
like George say fact. Ms. Lisa, she said, "Oh hell no," and she said they use kids as pawns, especially if you don't want to be with her. Man, yeah,
Oh
they do, Miss
man.
Lisa. And
Mm-mm.
one double standard I will say that I noticed too, when it comes to mothers and fathers, is that anything dads do with their kids, I mean, it's praised. Oh, he's being a good dad, he's this dad. But with women, it's expected for them to do those things. So say a dad like does his daughter's hair, he's lauded and he's praised. But If the woman's not, daughter's hair looks a little messed up or whatever, they're getting on the mom because she didn't do the hair or something like that. Like
Right.
I do notice those double standards. Like we do get praised for doing the minimal work when it comes to
Right.
kids,
This is
and
true.
women get vilified when they're not, super moms. So I will agree with ladies on that. Is that is a double standard. But when it
Hmm.
comes to using kids as pawns, I mean, like you said, I know men who want to be in their children's life. They want to do right by her and his child, and she's ostracized him. She's alienated him. She's turned the child against him. And what's funny about that is that those things only last so long because children are very, very smart. They're going to see eventually, what the deal is. They're going to see where, well, you told me daddy was no good and daddy was toxic, but seems to be a pretty good guy to me. I came to my own conclusion. And one thing I would encourage anybody who had issues with their dad growing up, he wasn't there, your mom said he was this and that, go get his side of the story, please. Please go get his side of the story because you only have one side and she's able to paint it and shape it how she wants to. And you need to get the entire picture because that'll give you some perspective on why things didn't work out. It ain't just daddy wasn't no good. There's a lot that goes into it.
Mm, that's man, that's pretty deep right there, B. That's pretty deep. Now, let me. What's your take on? What's your take on empathy and sympathy when it comes to women and when it comes to I hear some guys that says that, some women aren't as empathetic as they claim to be, and anybody who doesn't agree with them lacks emotional intelligence. But here's the thing. It's not that us men we lack emotional intelligence. There's a difference between emotional intelligence and a message of agreeableness.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah, it
huge
is.
there's a huge distinct difference, and that is used against us a lot. And no, the dude is not just because you can't say the man that lacks emotional intelligence when he's choosing not to agree with your methods. We can
Yeah.
agree to disagree with things, but doesn't mean I'm emotional and I'm lacking emotional intelligence on my part. But you can't depict us as you. But we need you to be empathetic to our situations. But it's almost like it's expected for us to be empathetic and sympathetic to yours. But then we
Yeah.
lack that on our end. Like it's okay, and I'm like, man, is this? That sounds like a pandemic that's going on right now because it's seriously, serious. That's a huge problem between men and women. The lack of empathy and sympathy when it comes to it could be the same situation. We have to empathize and sympathize with them, but then there's a shortage of empathy and sympathy with us.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm about to go in on that. Say a real woman isn't going to talk trash about the father of their child. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, she's not. She's not. Regardless of who he is, regardless if he's criminal, jailbird, whatever it is, let your kids will figure out who he is very, very quickly. Kids
right.
are great judges of character, and so they'll figure it out very quickly. You don't have to down anybody; they'll figure it out, you know. But when you talk about what you just talked about, the lack of empathy and sympathy, look, man, I'm so sick of that. You know why? We talked about this before. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's always been fake. It always will be fake because people really don't care. Like, and men know that people really don't care. Most men know. That's why when it comes to our emotions and stuff like that, I mean, it is what it is. You treat me how you treat me. It is what it is. Because I know, like most men don't care about the struggles of men, but women seem to have this moral high ground when it comes to empathy, sympathy, and even relationships. Like they just care more and they're more emotional, and you just don't care. But they really don't care either. And that's not a knock on women. That's a people thing. That's men
Yeah.
and women. We really don't
Right.
care. So when women sit up and act like we're such bad people because we don't care, they really don't care. Like I done heard women talk about all the time. They ask you how your day was because they want you to ask them how their day was. They don't care how your day went. They want you to find out about their day. So
Right.
instead of just going in saying, "Hey, why don't you ask me about my day?" or start talking about their day, they want to seem, empathetic, sympathetic, or whatever. So, oh, babe, how was your day? She ain't listening to a word you saying. She's waiting for you to stop, and then she's like,
Hmm.
"Well, let me tell you about my day." That's how it is.
It sure it sure is, man. I mean, and I don't know, man. It's I can't even. I'm trying to sit up here and think of a debate with you on that, but I can't do no but agree with you.
They do it all the time.
I'm trying to reach for something. I got nothing. I got nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it that does happen all the time, man. It's so
True.
true, man. It's men have gotten to the point. I know I have that. I finally realized it took me some years, man. I said, man, the world don't give a damn about men. They really don't. It's not
It do
even.
when
It's
you
yeah.
figure that out. It's cold. It's a cold existence when you figure that out. And
It's
what
so.
it does is it do one of two things, man. It you either check out or or to motivate you. So for me, when I realized it motivated me because I knew no
Right.
one is coming to help. No one's coming to help me. That's why I talked about in my last show when I say women don't truly lose, because as a man, we know help is not on the way. But as a
Mm-mm.
woman, you know that you got all kind of programs and assistance, and things that's going to help you out. And that's a double standard right there.
Right. Right. Right.
With government assistance, subsidized housing, Section 8, food
Hmm.
stamps, overwhelming majority, those things go to women. But at me as a man, I can understand that and I can live with that double standard because they carry the children.
Right.
Our survival is dependent on them being alive and being at least somewhat healthy to be able to bear children so we
Right.
can continue on as a people. So
Right.
I'm fine with that, and I'm willing as a man, I'm accept the challenge and I'm gonna go out there and get it. But some guys, you see, they fall by the wayside.
Right. 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 And I was, man, I was like, wow. So
And she
I
said,
was
"No one's
at.
perfect. It is what it is."
Who's that? Who's
Teresa
that?
Slaughter, she said, "No one's perfect. It is what it is."
Yeah,
It's true.
that's it, man. I made a post today, and I didn't go into detail about the complaining, but I made a post today that you can you can tell the level of maturity about people based off of the things that they complain about. And between men and women, and I said it before, B, a trying man is everything. A man is trying to show some effort is everything. And then you get the old cliches. Well, you know what? Well, shoot, it's been this long, and now you trying to make forth an effort or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna say, listen, man. I don't know what people think people who've been together 20, 30, and 40 years go through. Do you never think that those people ever went through anything? Do you ever think that there was a disconnect emotionally and mentally? And you can even go as far as saying physically. Do you not think that whoever you are with, the opposite sex, there's not going to be trials and tribulations? Either we going to fight for it, or let's just part and go our separate ways. But there's no fight on both ends. And I'm like, well,
Right.
shoot, I'm like, look, man, I can't get in. You gonna get in the ring with me on this thing, so we can actually get in this thing and we fight this thing out together. Because it can't be it can't be always about you and me. It's like we got to fight it together against the problem. But we're fighting amongst each other, and we're putting the problem on each person, pretty much singling that person out, and then everything that person tries to do as far as effort, it it gets crapped on, so to speak. Especially when it comes to men, and I used to be a pathetic, compulsive, constant, just lying for no reason, just lying. Now, now that I've turned a new leaf, brother's doing 100% transparency. I'm like, well, I'm telling you what you want to. I'm telling you the truth. It's still not good enough. Now let's get into this lying, B. push-up bras, makeup, and high heels. You want me to come to the table in forthrightness, in true splendor, and 100% transparency, and I can't even get the real version of who the heck you are. So
Yeah.
now, and then women say all the time, lying is such a it's cowardly. It's just cowardly. But here's the thing. Okay, but you can lie and record me, go through my stuff, invade my privacy to find out certain things, keep them from me. Keeping things from the person is just nothing. It's a lie without even verbally saying it. You do know that, right? So women lie all the time. They just better at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about that. No
Yeah.
one wants to talk about that at all. So if you want men to tell the truth, you better make sure you holding yourself to that same standard opposed to justifying that lie. Now
Yeah.
it's a lot of things about women, man. I'm like, okay, man, I don't know. I said it the other day as a joke that heck yeah, I don't know what's real or fake with them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you hey, that's it, Shawn. Like, and then the thing with the lion, I mean, that goes back to manipulation. No one's better at manipulating than women are. I mean, just
Right,
that's
right.
something that they're hardwiring their biology because they're built to adapt and survive. So we can continue as a people, so we can survive on this planet, and we can continue to prosper. Is women have to be able to adapt to anything that's happening. They have to be able to carry children and be able to nurture the next generations as time goes on. So their hard wiring tells them, hey, this has changed, so this is how you need to adapt to it. And that's what they've done for centuries. you know let's see, it's you and him against the world, not each other. Yeah, it's not a competition. Hey, you show
Right.
me a 50-50 household and I'll show you a household full of chaos. Straight up.
Wow.
It's about the person you choose, because I feel the same about men. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, and yeah, it is about the person you choose. You got those guys out there, like you say, you got those guys who are just going to straight up lie to you. But one thing about it is that men, we choose with our eyes. So how you are as a person, just
Yeah,
it
yeah.
it it, it, that's our downfall. That's the downfall of men. But
Mm,
women, you can't choose the way we choose, because women now today are choosing. A lot of them choose with their eyes. A lot of times, especially our women. Not to crap on them, but they do. But you can't do those things, because when you choose wrong, you wreck your body and your value drops tremendously when you choose dusty. Like I can't. I'm building myself into the best version of myself, and
right.
after you've been choosing dusties, I don't want no parts of that. You come with all type of baggage, because 9 times out of 10 you haven't healed the trauma that you went through when you was with said dusties, and you got a couple kids by them. So I'll
Mm,
pass. But it is what it is.
mm.
And it's funny you brought up the push-up bras and all of that, because I got body positivity wrote down over here. Talk about that double standard on
Mm.
body positivity.
Oh man. Oh
I'll
man.
tell anybody, body positivity is for women and women only. There's
Mm.
no body positivity when it comes to men. There are no
Zero.
body positivity ads or campaigns for men under 6 feet tall. Nope. Nope, you just
Mm-mm.
got to deal with it. We're not 6 foot. There's no body positivity. There's no Rubenesque or the male version of BBWs or anything like that. Or body positivity for big dudes. I'm a big guy. There's no body positivity for us. No one cares. You know, but you got women like Lizzo who in the DMs of Chris Evans, Captain America, trying to get at him. But Lizzo ain't trying to get at dudes that look like me. But when I say I don't want to get at women that look like Lizzo, oh no, it's terrible. Oh, you shouldn't do that. A woman is more than just what she looks like,
Wow.
and how can you judge
Wow.
her? And you don't know, she could have a thyroid condition, and the food we eat is toxic, and you just don't understand. She could have been depressed. All of these things you don't know. You can't judge her off of that. Okay, well, stop broke shaming me then. Stop height shaming me then. Stop phallus shaming me then. Like, stop doing all those things. But that's why I say body positivity is for women and women only.
Bruh, I just had a conversation with somebody about that. I'm sitting there, but you sit. I'm just dying. I'm like, is he seriously talking about this? That is so true, man. That is so true. It's like, look, what we got to work on it. We got to really work on it hard, hard, hard. We ain't got, we don't have all those. I like to call them enhancement features that they can
Yeah,
just attach to their body as they go out at night and then just take it off when they come home. I'm like, come on, man. If we gonna if here's the thing, if we gonna be 100% honest with each other, men and women, be 100% honest about what's up under that mask. Be 100% honest about that push-up bra. Them heels, that's not your height. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Eyelashes, whatever, whatever. But I'm so lost in the whole translation when it comes to all these body enhancements, man. That I'm like, man, it just is what it is. But
yeah,
if you want a man to appreciate you in your true, authentic self, you need to bring your true, authentic self to the table day one.
yeah.
I got to see what you look like without all that pounds of makeup in it anyway.
Oh,
So
remember I talked about
if
that.
you're gonna scare me the next day, you might as well go ahead and scare me right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So let me make the choice.
Hmm.
You know, if I want to be with you without all that makeup to enhance the way you look, because contrary to popular belief, there are a lot of men who can accept a woman at face value. You know,
Yeah,
but then again, don't get mad at. I said it before. God, don't get mad at the fit brother who don't want to date somebody way out of his weight class.
yeah.
It is that dude's choice. That dude been grinding in the gym for years. It is
Hmm.
his choice to pick and choose who he want to pick and choose. Because
Yeah,
once you get that weight off you, and I've seen women do it because I have trained them in 27 years, lose all that weight, and they ain't looking for the heavy dude. They don't
yeah,
even want no attention from that dude. So now you're gonna judge a man for doing the same exact stuff that you do and justify it and break down. Oh, Shawn, you shouldn't think like that. You shouldn't. I'm like, listen, man, I'm 230 pounds of muscle. Look here, sis. You can't be coming close to that, man. And no, man, that's not. Come on, man. First of all, I'm gonna be real and honest with myself. Me and my mom had plenty of these conversations. I said, Mom, you want me to lie to these women? Or you want me to tell them the truth? Mom, I'm not going to. If the chick, I say, Mom, is she my weight, or is she's heavier than me? I said, Mom, that's just not my. I said, Mom, I'm playing with. I'm really gonna hurt that chick in the end. So,
hmm,
but I'm not gonna be rude and disrespectful. That's just not the way for this brother. I said, I can respect a fit woman making her choices. Why not women respect a fit man making his choices? But then when she lose all that weight, like I said before, she ain't gonna want that heavy dude. She wants the fit guy.
right.
But that's
And
okay.
yeah, right. I know, right. And then talk about lying. Older black woman told me long time ago, and I seen it as I got older. She said, "You don't have to lie to women." She said, "If they like you enough, they'll lie to themselves."
Ooh,
Hmm.
really?
See, Lisa Reed say these women are who are overweight and pretend to be happy in their skin, straight up lying. Yeah, they lying. We know they lying. He said,
Hey, Lisa, you hit the nail. But I made plenty of videos about that on my business Facebook page. I'm like, come on now, you can't not be all right with that. Now you can lie to me all day, but when you get
mhm,
behind closed doors, you ain't okay with that. You not.
right,
I mean, but it's listen. I respect the good old college try and effort to make me believe that you're okay with that, but you're not.
yeah. Teresa Slaughter say, "Y'all right, you right. Y'all just got some soap. That's it. That's all we got, Miss Teresa. All we got is soap. Is our enhancement a little soap? Hey, I'll tell you real quick. I need to see you fresh face because I'm gonna look like this when you see me. I'm gonna look
Twenty four
just like
seven.
this. What are you going to look like?
Right.
Yeah." She said, "They get the butts lifted. Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Brazilian
don't get
butt
me
lift.
started.
Oh man, hey Shawn, listen. A girl,
Oh,
a girl that I worked with a while back. A lady came, another girl came in, and she was looking nice. You know, butt was looking real nice, and I was like, man, you know that's nice, man. She got the shape and all that. She was like, and the girl, she was like, oh, she got a BBL. I said, the BBL. I said, well, that's that Brazilian butt lift. She's like, yeah, she got one of those. I said, how can you tell? She's like, my sister got one. She said, and once you see the shape that it gives them, she said it's undeniable when they've gotten one. And so after I saw that, and then we looked up other before and afters of the BBL. And dude, once you see it and it's here, when you see them out and about, you're going to be able to tell who got the BBL, unless they have something that holds it and shapes it differently. If they got something that's a little form fitting but not super tight, you're going to be able to tell that that's a BBL. I was like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, Shawn.
it is,
To
man.
Mr. Say true.
You know, um, I have plenty of female clients say, Sean, what do you think about that? I say I really don't like the look. I said because you got majority of them don't match. It don't match their thighs, and when the butt don't match the thighs, it looks terrible. And so I'm 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 in the human anatomy business. I'm in the fitness industry. It's my job to look at a person's body within seconds and tell, okay, they need to fix this, this, and this, and this. If I'm ever looking, I look at men's body, women's body every day, whether I'm out and about or whatever. I'm like, man, they got several things they can work on inside my mind. I can see. So, not checking you out. I'm checking out what you need to be working on. That is not a good look. If you want a man to appreciate you for you and your truthfulness, then be who you are. It's just like J. Cole said. Why are you changing things that God put a paintbrush on? If you just work hard, squats and lunges will get you any kind of butt you want to. Is it going to take longer? Damn right it's going to take you long. It's going to
Yeah.
take work. Women ask me, Shawn, I'm like, listen, you want my honest answer? You want the truth? It's going to take two, you got to do legs at least twice a week. Some women do them 3 times a week. You got to do the work in order for it to lift. It's going to, is it time consuming? Yeah, but how bad do you want it? But you want to go get the quick fixes. They don't even feel the same. They don't even
Yeah.
feel the same, man. I'm like, no, man. I'm like, but you know what? Social media. I feel bad for women, man, because they compare themselves to everything that they see every day instead of
Yeah.
appreciating and enhancing what they need, what they have to transform it. Because I've seen so many women go from 300, 400 pounds to 120. So if you can do that and work on your body, why you got to go and do the butt lifts and all that stuff? Man, keep stay on them squats and lunges, man. But you know what? Hey, they want to do what they want.
Hey, Miss
What can
Lisa
we do?
say,
They
yeah, she said there's nothing wrong with a few enhancements if that's what you want. Yeah, there's nothing
yeah,
wrong with
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with women changing their bodies. Hey, we got no
right,
problem with that. But
yeah,
one thing you got to know is, and they don't tell women beforehand, is that once you start to cut on your body, you can go down a slippery slope because they say like 90% or so who have surgeries to some type of enhancement or some type of correction, they have multiple surgeries. You know, because once you fix one thing, then you like, I can fix this, or oh, I can nip and tuck over here. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. And then before you know it, now you out here looking like a caricature because you're dissatisfied with your body. That's why you got to preach with people to love themselves and to work on the things naturally that they can change. You know, some things, facial structure, noses, lip, all those stuff, like a lot of those things, like whether your chest, whether you getting a reduction or you want implants, those things you can't change in a weight room. Those things you can't
right,
change with makeup and those things like that. So, I get those
exactly,
things,
right.
but man, at the end of the day, man, you got to love yourself. So, next, workplace. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, ladies, listen. The double standard in the workplace is criminal. I think the double standard in the workplace is way more dangerous than us out on the street and me approaching you on the street, or us interacting on the street. Because if we interact on the street, you say whatever, I ain't gonna lose my job, most
Right.
times. But
Right.
in the workplace, man, it now it's gotten to the point where you could say they say like men preyed on women in the workplace. Now you could say it's the whole dynamic is flipped, because now any man that supposedly preys on women, all it takes is one phone call to HR and he's up out of there now. Like, companies going to take that stuff seriously now. So
Hmm.
now when they wanted to course correct, but when they correct, they go in extremes and it goes all the way left or all the way right. When
Hmm.
you in the workplace, when you have like women can get away with certain things where they can like just talk too close to you. Like, I don't know how
Hmm.
many times women have, like, because y'all have this thing where, especially if you're big chested and you come and talk to somebody or you get all close, y'all put y'all chest on people. Like, I'm just like, could you please, like I don't know how many times, like, especially if I'm sitting down and y'all leaning over to come see something on the computer or something like that. Oh, y'all
Mm.
up on my back, I can feel your breath all on my ear and all of that, and I'm just like, now if this was reversed, I'll be in the HR office looking stupid, talking about, well, I didn't know she took it that way. I didn't mean to, blah blah blah. Like, me and that looking dumb, man. But those are the double standards in the workplace.
Yeah. Yeah. They they are, man, and I've seen them so many times. I used to work in HR, man, and the stuff the women would say, I would be petrified to say that to them, because
Yeah,
being being in HR management, being in HR, working in HR, you know the do's and don'ts. They know the do's and don'ts, but they gonna do it anyway because they know they'll get away with it. Just like you got a woman who's 5 foot, 4 foot 10, walking up to a dude who almost 6 feet tall or whatever, approaching that dude like she gonna whoop his behind,
yeah,
and looking at him and talking to him like, and in her mind she's like, he ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't
yeah,
gonna do nothing. So I can say what I
hmm,
want. I darn it I can slap him and he ain't gonna do nothing. Because if he do, I'm putting him up under the jail.
yeah.
Huge double standard. A man do that. Oh my God. If a man does that, okay, the world and everybody. Now that's one thing. Listen, listen, ladies, please don't get misconstrued like I condone a man putting on his hand on a woman. No, I'm trying to explain the double standard. A woman can do that because she know that man's not gonna put his hand on her. Because if he does, she 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 speed dialing 911 with the quicks, and that joker going to jail. So they do a lot of things like that and be confrontational because they know 9 times out of 10 that dude's not gonna do anything.
Right. Miss Lisa said
So
you can't even pay a woman a compliment in the workplace. Oh my goodness. Hey,
nope.
it's a cartoon, like a little cartoon drawing where you got this guy, he's the ultimate Chad. He got on the business suit, he got the square jawline, his hair is nice like mine, he got the little gleam in his teeth, and he's a good looking guy. He said, "Hey Susan, looking good today." And she's all swooning and got the hearts above her head and then hearts in her eyes, and she loves it. And then the guy comes by, he's dumpy. He got the little sweater vest on, got the little glasses. He pale, hair's a little messy. He got little acne on his face. He's just not a good looking guy, and he
Right.
just looks like a big version of Urkel. And he say, "Hey, Susan, looking good." She said, "Oh my God, HR." Like, he said the exact same thing the other guy said, but
Right.
he's the one getting HR called on him. Dude, you cannot have that both ways, man. And this is the thing too, when they get all emotional, and when they feel like they don't want to play the game no more, especially if they started it. So you can have
Right.
women who all they do is they talk crap in the workplace. They talk crap, they say little stuff, they say what they want to say, but as soon as you say something back to them, they're uncomfortable, they're offended. They go into your boss, they trying to get you fired, they're trying to get you canned. And like, no, you got to be sick at this point of double standard. Because I'm telling you, ladies, this is what's going to happen, and it's already starting to happen now. I forgot what company it was, but they did like sexual harassment training, and they separated the sexes. They did men training and they did women training. And for the men, their aim was to teach men what sexual harassment was, to show them exactly the things that they could not do. With the women, the goal for them was to show them what sexual harassment wasn't. So basically telling them, say, hey, even though he did this, he did that, ma'am, that's not sexual harassment. And of course, guess who didn't like the course? The women.
Women.
They didn't like it. They did not like the course because they didn't want to be told what was and what wasn't. But see, you keep doing this, you keep going about this, you keep going with the suing the company because of harassment and things like that. And of course, those things really happen. Women do really get harassed in the workplace. Those things truly happen. But if you keep going this way, what company's going to do is they're going to start segregating the sexes in the workplace, or they're going to start, when they're doing it now, discriminating against women when it comes to hiring them for certain jobs. It is what it is, you know. Let's see, Miss Teresa say different strokes for different folks, because as I've been through it all with men and women get mad because the men want you, then men get mad because you don't want them. It's terrible. Oh man. Hey, hey, Miss Teresa, that's the double standard for y'all.
That's
You get it on
right.
both sides. So
Right.
you get attention from males in anywhere you go, whether it's y'all in restaurants, you at the gym, you at
Right.
work, and men just they're attracted to you, they're naturally nice to you, they flock to your way. And and it ain't always because the woman has a nice shape. It's because she might just be a nice woman, and men just naturally like her, and she just has that sauce and you don't. Women hate on that woman. Oh my goodness, they do, man. It's that competition is catty. I know you seen that, Shawn.
I see it all the time, man. What I don't understand, man, is like I look at women, and the I think I've argued so much in my life, man. I don't have the energy where I'm at my age to be arguing with anybody. But I listen to them, and I'm like, man, y'all on the same team. Why y'all just can't uplift each other? What be killing me is that they were like, and I get it. Now there are some real positive women that I know personally who is all about uplifting her sisters. Whether they
Mhm.
black, white, purple, whatever the case may be. But that right there, because women they get a lot of attention, but boy, they sure get a lot of unwanted attention too as well.
Yeah,
And I can understand. Um, I sympathize and empathize with that frustration and that. I mean, getting the penis pics and dudes in they DMs being just outright disrespectful. If the woman, I don't, and here's a huge. I don't understand our us men. If we shoot our shot and a woman shoots us down, dude, carry your dignity intact and move on. Don't call that woman out her name because she's not
yes,
interested in you, man. Now
yeah,
that's a big double standard. Like, and she was polite in letting you know, listen,
yeah,
I'm not interested. And just because you get that no, now you got to call her the B word or the C
yeah,
word. And
yeah,
she being a straight up professional and nice. And now what you do? But you know what I love? What I see women doing this. Now this is funny when they be screenshotting them married people, married dudes that be in their DM and posting it. That's what you get because you could have listen. You could have got off easy, but now you want to disrespect a woman. You a married dude in her DMs. She screenshotting and put you on blast. Fellas, we got to do better when it comes to that.
yes,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And women, here's another double standard. Just because I open the door for you, or I say hello, good morning, good evening, listen, I don't want you, but my mom did raise me to be a gentleman. I'm gonna
yeah,
hold the door for you. Don't mean I want you, or I'm checking out your behind when you walk by. Listen, does it look like I got to chase anybody, obey anybody to be with me or to get attention? No, that's not the case. Look at what's in front of you. If I'm being nice to you, I'm just being a gentleman. 10 out of 10 chances, I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want you. So please stop gassing yourself up and thinking every man wants you just because he's being polite. It's called chivalry. For you ladies don't know that don't understand what chivalry is. It's
That's why
called
it's dead.
being respectful. I have a daughter. I want somebody to open. I want a man to open the door for my daughter. I want him to be a gentleman for her. So listen, ladies, I don't want you. B, I even made a video on social media that I ain't even on here for that. I'm on here for business only. I'm on here for fitness. I'm on here to encourage and uplift. Listen, Mama, if I'm being courteous to you, I do not want you. I'm just being a gentleman. That's a huge double standard that a lot of women think. A lot of women think that all men want them. I don't know
Yeah.
where they get that from. Mm, no.
Hmm.
Click your heels 3 times, Dorothy, and come on back to Kansas.
Well,
No, not every
and
dude wants you now.
right, but they want they want every dude to want them. They see the unwanted attention is a nightmare. Oh, I believe it. I believe the unwanted attention can be a nightmare. Miss Three
Right,
says she feel the same way.
right,
But they want every man to at least want them. Now they don't want every guy to approach them. They only want the guys they want to approach them. But they will
right,
want attention when it's convenient for them. They want attention from any guy that they can get attention from. You know,
right,
so like even if they say like, well, you have where you got a lot of these younger black kids they're dating out. The black boys they're dating out at a this astronomical clip right now, and
right.
they haven't even been in relationships with their counterparts, because they was like, they just not desirable to me. They're loud, they're rude, they're ratchet, they're this, they're that, and you have these guys where the girls themselves they aren't interested in those guys anyway, so those guys dating out should do nothing for them, right? You're not interested in them, so them dating out
Like,
shouldn't matter, right? No,
right,
they
right.
have a huge problem with that, because even though I don't want you, I want you to be on reserve just in case I want you at some point. And it's never going to work like that. It's never going to work like that. That's why they run around with the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the Dusties and the Crusties early. And then on the back end, they find a dude who always wanted to be with them, who got his stuff together. Now that she's like, I'm yours. Oh, well, what is the prize that I've gained from this? Like, that doesn't sound like an attractive option to me, man. Especially if she around my age now. She's in her early 30s. Now you done had a long time to be with a whole lot of people and to bring to gather a whole lot of baggage. Just that is what it is. And that segues into our next one: sexual partners and the double standard when it comes to that. And we know what the double standard is to that is. Like, the way it's perceived, of course, women who sleep around, of course, are seen as whores. They're seen as sleuths. They're seen as all these things. A man that sleep around, champion, player, he's the man.
Hmm.
Girls want to be winning, guys want to be like him. That's the difference
Right,
between the two. And I would
right,
say that that's not going anywhere. I think it's as much as they want to normalize this whore culture and hookup culture that we're in, it's never going to be the same. We're not never going to be viewed the same, because for a woman to sleep around, it's as easy as breathing. Anything that comes that easy doesn't demonstrate value, and it does not build character. It doesn't. Those things don't help you. So, like they just say, women shouldn't worry about getting married in their early 20s, which is the window they need to get married in. They say no, they need to chase careers, and be with this dude, be with that dude, get all these experiences, and then be ready to settle down when they hit late 20s, early 30s. But
right.
what in that time frame where women supposedly living their lives, what what are the things that are helping you become a better partner for that man later on in life? Going to school is not going to help you be a better partner.
Hmm.
Riding the carousel and being with this dude and that dude is not going to help you be a better partner. It's not, because they'll say, well, you need experiences because you just don't want women who aren't experienced, blah blah blah. Ma'am, I don't. Hey, if I want a P star or a stripper, I would go to those places and deal with them. That's not what I'm looking for. All you got to do is be willing. You can know absolutely nothing, but if you enthusiastic and willing to do something, I take that all day long.
Exactly. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you. You know, so let me ask you this question since you brought that up. E. What
Oh,
Lisa
real
talking
quick.
about?
When she say there are attention whores on social media, they think if you hard to pick, you want them.
Oh, the old dreaded emojis.
Oh my goodness.
So here's my thing about. I'm so glad Lisa brought that up because I've had conversations with people like, oh, well, Shawn, oh, you hard that. I said, wait, hold on, hold on. I mean, are you serious? So you mean so you're reading of me hearting something that I like because I dig positive stuff and I'm really feeling that post, I'm going to heart it. Sometimes I may like it. But how you depicting and how you figuring out based off a stupid emoji that man I'm trying to be with that person because I heart an emoji. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna break down heart. I heart my brother's emoji, so I guess I want to be with them too, huh? I mean, think about what you're saying. It's an emoji. It makes
Yeah.
no sense. And then you got to think, boy, we live in a world that common sense ain't common. It's an emoji, good people. Please don't read into that. Now, if I'm writing her some flirtatious messaging for the world to see, okay.
Oh, you like 10
Now,
straight pick? I like 10 straight. Okay, now I'm sending somewhat of a message. I like 10 straight.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying, yo,
Yeah.
24/7. I'm all over. I'm Facebook stalking everything she got. You know what I'm saying? And the winks and ooh, it's an emoji. It's an emoji. I don't
Yeah.
know how did we get here with the emojis, the hearts and the lights and us. I'm like, oh my god, man.
Yeah.
The maturity level of people on social media is out. It if let me tell you this, if common sense was on the stock market right now, when it comes to emojis and all the other stupid stuff on social media, it would be plummeting at light speed. I mean, plummeting. I mean, hitting
Hmm.
rock bottom because people just not thinking what they're saying. But B, I want to ask you this question real quick. So, do you feel that women are accurate in predicting behavior of their needs and wants?
Say accurate predicting their behavior or our behavior.
Their behavior and what they want and what they need. Do they know what they want?
No.
Honestly.
No. No. I don't think so. Maybe if she's a little older, she has more of a concrete idea of what she wants because of experiences that she had. But
Right.
even then, man, that's why I'll tell young guys all day long. I say, man, yo, don't approach women on the street. Like, don't. I don't care. Yeah, yeah, she look nice. Yeah, but she in there to get her frappuccino. She not in there to talk to you. Go home. Go take your behind back to work. Like, stop it. Go do something productive with your life. Leave her alone because they don't know what they want. And then the things that they do want, it changes seemingly hour to hour. You know, it's like to say women go through like 13 different personalities throughout the day, and all
Right.
13 of those personalities want something different, probably. Like, and then you can do anybody could do this experiment, and ladies, you could do this with yourself, and men, you could do this, and with women, ask them what do they want in a man. What are they looking for? What do they want? What type of man do they want? And listen to them list off the things that they want. A lot of times I notice that when they list off the things they want and what they're looking for, they usually describe a slave, but that's neither here nor there. Um,
That boy said a slave.
that's hey, that's what it is, man. I was like, man, that sound
Bullseye.
like that sound like oppression. What she describing just now. Um, so just
Oh
ask her, ask
my
her,
god.
ask her what she likes, and ask her what she wants, and then ask her describe the last guy you were in a serious relationship with. I guarantee you he ain't nothing like what she just named off. He's nothing like what she says that she wants. Probably the exact opposite of the things
Mm-hmm.
that she said that she wants. Guarantee it. Just do it. Just do it.
I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing at the slave thing, man. I am, man. I think between men and women, be one of the it's a huge problem between men and women is learning to manage expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations aren't managed, and
Yeah.
it's like my mom said, baby. When women come at you with unrealistic expectations, like you can walk on water, run. Just run. Just run, run, and keep running because
Yeah.
she lives in a fantasy world. You got to learn to manage your expectations so they don't turn into paranoia and mistrust. Bring them expectations down to reality. You know, yeah, you got some women. If a man ain't got no money, she don't want to deal with him. So her expectation ain't got nothing to do with love. Her expectations got to do with um, what she can obtain, what she can get, and just being taken care of. Love ain't nowhere in the foundation, no place. The minute she say, "I want a man to do this, and I want a man to do this, and I want a man to do this, I want a man to do this, and I want a man to do this," you want a daddy. You don't want a man. You want a dad. I don't know if you got daddy issues or whatever the case may be, but that's not my place. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm just I guess my mom hit me to that woman thing at an early age and how she told me how they were. And I could not do anything but respect that woman at the end of the day. She said, listen, I'm the only woman in your life gonna tell you how we really are.
Yeah.
I'm the only woman. So for my mom, my grandmother, my aunt was the only woman in my life who was really forthright and honest. Now, I would say, B, and you're gonna laugh at this, I probably out of all the women I've met and done my whatever I've done with, maybe two who was forthright in what a woman is and how they are. And bringing they BS to the forefront, where there was no judgments between us. That is rare. It is very, very rare. You're not gonna
Yeah.
get you're not gonna get a lot of women to divulge the skeletons in their closet.
Right.
But they
See,
gonna want
Miss
to know
Lisa's.
all your. They gonna want to know all yours though.
Oh yeah.
All
Oh yeah.
your. They want.
And then
They want to know all your dirt.
ammunition,
Yeah.
because they're going to use it for ammunition later. That's
Oh,
all.
of course, of course.
See, Brandon, you're right about most women. Some of us are built different. Yeah, yeah. Some of y'all are built different. And when it comes to that, like I'll tell any woman about, he's like, well, with your views on women, and it's funny. It's more men hate the way I talk than women do, which is hilarious to me. I got
What?
people who think, yeah, oh yeah, I got dudes who think I just straight up hate women, man. And who majority of these guys are? The
Betas.
same. Yeah, well, besides the betas, besides that, these are all, and this may shock you, these are older black dudes, man. Older black dudes. And you know why? And I understand why it's that way, Shawn, because the older black men failed the young black men of today. They did not equip and prepare these young black men for what they have to deal with women. They were simps in every sense of the word,
Mm,
absolute simps, because instead of them equipping the young men to tell them, hey, you got to look out for this, you got to look out for that, they're not like this, they're not like that. R&B is lying to you, Disney is lying to you. If you go about it this way, this is the result you're gonna get. They never told us those things. Like you said, you learned the truth about women from who? Women. That's who gave me. Melinda gave me the truth on women. Mardella gave me the truth on women. That's what it was, man. It wasn't my dad, it wasn't my uncles, it was, and they had all types of experiences with women. They could give me firsthand experience about the experience they had. You think they talked about it? Nope, haven't heard a word. They ain't broke nothing down. Ain't said a word. Didn't come to me and say, hey, young fella, this course of action you going right now, that's probably not what you want to do. No, they go with the please, baby, please, and happy wife, happy life, and love your woman and all of that. And they getting dominated in their relationship, and you just don't see it.
Like Tupac said, man, we get our name from a woman and we get our game from a woman. Now, that's the real mom who's teaching you about that women stuff.
Yeah,
For all the mothers who have taught their sons 100% truth in how women are, man, I salute you because y'all are
yeah,
rare. I salute
yeah,
all the real women who hip their sons to that women game. I mean, God bless all the women in my life who are dead and gone now who hit me to that game. I mean, and here's the thing, man. When I say from A to Z, when it comes, I was like, boy, my mom told me that. And ain't been wrong yet.
yeah,
Nothing they said about a woman has been wrong. It's been dead on point accurate. So that's why, like they tough on me, they tough on us. I'm tough on them back. I'm tough
yeah,
on. I ain't got no respect to person. I'm gonna be hard on you because you gonna hold me to that standard. Oh, I'm gonna hold you to that. Now don't get mad. That heat gonna be hot. So don't get
yeah,
mad. But you gonna try to hold me to that standard, and I'm man enough to I'm gonna step up to the plate. But don't get mad when I hold you to that same exact standard. When I'm calling you out on your stuff, most a lot of women when man calls them out on the stuff they doing, they get upset. They get ticked off. They get combative.
yeah, yeah. That's a
They call me
defense
out on
mechanism.
they call me on my minds, but I can't do it. All right, you don't see that what you doing. All right. Double
Yeah,
standard, man. Double standard, bro.
yeah.
Double standard.
It's a defense mechanism, man. It's it's what they do because they'll call us out, but then as soon as you call them out, then they got to go into the tool bag and bring out something from 2017, and you just like, I mean, what they got to do with 2021? Like we talking about now, but you bringing up old stuff. Like I've had it happen to me plenty of times, man.
So I had a young lady
Yeah.
ask me, and I said, I'm gonna have B break that down for you. Because it's pretty funny. Bree, why don't you break down? He's like, what does Brandon mean by simp? I said, I'm gonna have him break that down. What is a simp, B? Tell the ladies
So
what a simp is.
so so the definition of a simp, in the Urban Dictionary is someone that idolizes mediocre woman's private parts, to keep it light. Someone that idolizes mediocre, you know, that's what a simp is. A simp is somebody who, to me, he puts women before himself at his own detriment. He's thirsting, he's doing all these things, and it's not those guys who treat their women right. Don't ever conflate the two. There's two totally different things. A man who does right by his woman and those things are being reciprocated and she's doing right by him, that man is not a simp. That's just a man who's he's a good partner and he's a good man in his relationship. But no, simps often do things with little to no reward in hopes of getting something at the end of the day. Simps, I would classify a lot of guys who are seen as nice guys. A lot of them are simps because with a lot of those guys aren't truly nice guys. Those
Right,
guys are being nice to get something out of
right,
you.
right.
So those are not nice guys. Those are not truly nice guys. Hold on, let's see. Men who calls you out is, he say, it comes from a place of love. He say, when men call you out, it comes from a place of love. Yeah, we're not doing it out of malice. And see, I taught my boys and continue to teach my boys what women are about. Hey, you have to equip them. Thank you
Ah,
for
no,
that,
Lord,
Lori.
that's that Lori Rodriguez. I know she do, because I
Yeah,
know her son. I know him
hey,
personally. She ain't
you
lying.
have to, because these girls are running circles around these young men today, and you got
Right.
to equip your boys with all the information you possibly can.
You have to. You have
Let's
to,
see.
man.
When a man calls you out, it's from a place of love. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Miss Lisa. But yeah, that in short order, that's what a simp is. Like Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson, he got caught cheating on his wife. He flying women out to Miami and doing all this stuff. The dude's a simp because he got ahead by throwing men under the bus to get at women. That's
Hmm.
the definition of a simp.
Hmm.
That's the definition. Throwing away, being sinning against your own manhood for just the sniff of a woman is by definition that is a simp. That's a simp.
Telling them what they want to hear all the time, 24/7.
Simp.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you got to be very, very careful of that. That's why I take the rule of thumb, like my mom said, man. Don't have no respect for person. You can treat your woman and be respectful towards her, but
Yeah,
at the end of the day, be that alpha male. Listen, be don't gas her up on what she wants to hear. And Lisa said it. She hit it dead on. When somebody is calling you out on something, not to degrade you or bring you down, but they come at a place of love. Listen, they calling you out because they care about you. They see the
they
potential in
care.
you. They know you can do. You're better than what you're delivering. So when we calling each other out, it just can't be one sided. Women, you just can't call a brother out, and then when he calls you out on your BS, you get defensive. That's not right. That's not fair to him. You have to be able to take the compliments as well as the constructive criticism. Because what that's going to do is make you better. That's going to make us better in our partnership. That's going to make you a better woman. That's going to make him a better man. Constructive criticism is coming from a place of love because they listen, they care about you. So they're like, hey, man, we can do this better. How can we get better? But it has to be on both ends. And when he calls you out, you just can't shuffle that under the rug because you are showing him that what he thinks in the partnership, it's not even freaking important. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be
Hey, and
standing.
this is another thing, man. This is another thing. Yes, Pookie, Ray Ray, Walmart Tavius, Jamarquavius, Duracell, and all those guys. Yeah, they get a lot of the bad chicks. Yeah, they that's what it seemed to. It seemed, especially in the community, that's what they seem to gravitate towards. But you have to know that those guys are simps. They're simps because they're Hulk in the street, but they're David Banner behind closed doors with that woman. You better believe that. Now you got some guys that just they crazy in the street and they're gonna be crazy in the house. But even those guys, they simp out. They do. They straight up simp out and they let women have their way. I mean, like I told you, those guys don't hold women to a standard and they live what looks like to be a dangerous lifestyle because they're so quote unquote bad boys. But you better believe in every fiber of their being, those guys are usually simps.
Mm, mm. On the streets, we call that something else, but that's gonna be kind of rated R. I can't say it. It's bought, and you could fill in that five letter word. It's bought blank,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and you can see it. But
Yeah.
every time I see it, I say, "Ooh, boy, that's bought." I say, "That's bought cookies right there, boy."
Yeah.
Buying the
Yeah.
cookies, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hey, listen. Where I'm from, I was like, if I gotta buy it, he ain't gonna be got." I mean, I'm sorry, ladies. I mean, like, hey, man, look, if I got to do that, no, no. I mean, but you just said they buying it. They buying it. That's sad, but that's how them simps get down.
Look, only thing I'm gonna buy is those, especially those women that are around my age and they got kids and they talking about they celibate. I was like, well, if you selling a bit, I'm gonna buy a bit. I got $40. Cause you come on, you 30, you 33 with two kids talking about you
But
celibate. You okay, well, can I buy some so I could wait, save some time, and I could be on to the next one, please? I ain't got time for the stupidness, man. We grown.
yeah, man.
To
But
say,
that's
see,
the world we live in.
Teresa said, I raise men, both married, and they're men in relationships. Take care of their family, build them up to be responsible, to take care of their responsibilities. Yes, Miss Teresa, you have to do
Right,
that.
right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with empowering women. There's nothing wrong with helping them become the best version of themselves and uplifting them. But at the same time, you have to uplift the men and uplift especially the boys because as long as you continue to emasculate boys and their testosterone levels are
You can't
low,
go. You can go home if you
they
want. I
they
mean,
they
you got options.
lack so much, in masculinity. What's going to happen is that when it's time to defend the country, you're going to have to depend on these soft boys. And
Right.
I'm letting you know right now, the current boys that we have right now, if they got to go to war in 10 years from now, we in trouble.
Right. 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 Right.
We in trouble. I'm just say, hey, I tell you, I joke all the time. Hey, get ready to learn Mandarin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. You do that, man.
She said they
Yeah, I
baby
got.
these men in Milwaukee. Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
stop babying the men. You got to stop babying them. You got to
You
stop.
get. You got to.
And
You got to.
I'm not against alternative lifestyles and you identifying with what you want to identify as. Got no issue with that, but only if a person chooses that. Ain't no 5-year old walking around, wanting to be, talking about he wants to be a girl. You have some that are like that, but it's very, very few. A lot of these boys and girls are influenced by parents to live certain lifestyles, to be woke, to be this, to be that. They promote these things. Now, once they get older and they decide that that's what they want to do, I'm all for it. Hey, it is what it is. I have a son and he wants to live alternative lifestyle and he wants to do this, he wants to do that. That's my son. I'm going to support him, but it's going to be
Right.
limitations on what he can do under my roof. Once you get out of my house, you can do whatever you want to your body and do whatever you want to do. But long as he's a minor, okay, you want to live this certain lifestyle, okay, but we're going to cap it right here. And then once you get out of this house, there you can do what you want. Like, no disrespect to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, but Dwayne Wade's daughter now, Zaya Wade, got no issue with her living her truth and wanting to be and dress the way that she wants to be. But my child ain't gonna be at no gay parade with no grown men and no assless chaps, salivating over my young, my young child.
Right.
That right there is predatory to me. There's no reason why you need to be parading your child out here for people because you want to gain clout with the LGBTQ community. You're selling out your child when you do things like that. No,
Right.
let's not do that.
Right. I agree 100%. I agree 100% on that. You are absolutely correct. So I'm gonna support my kids and whatever they choose,
Yeah,
But hey, that's the perfect method, But up under my roof, I'm like, okay, you gotta cap it. You gotta cap it.
yeah,
You
gotta
know,
cap
I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
that's just the that's just our responsibility as parents. You know,
yeah,
But the Hollywood stuff is just on a whole different level, man. They do things different in Hollywood, so I call it Hollywood. So I mean, they just do things differently, and not judging. I see everything that's going on. Um, I really don't even have, I really don't even have opinion on that, because things are so just different than they were 25 years ago,
yeah,
20 years ago, 15 years, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Just things are so different, man. What can you do?
yeah. All
But
you,
for me and mine, I'm going to govern it differently. You know.
yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
just
all
it.
you can do at this point, shoot, as someone on the outside looking in, hey, sit back and watch the bonfire burn. That's the only thing you can do
Pretty much.
because we're headed for a fall. We're headed for a crash because as if we continue to go this way, it's going to be the end of Western civilization. And people watching this is like, oh, what is he talking about? What does he know? He's young. He doesn't know anything. But it's
Hmm.
obvious. All you got to do is look at history and the way things have gone. The way
Right.
they've done women and the way they've tricked women into getting into the workforce and going out and competing like men, all that did was they wanted the money that came from that. They wanted women in the workforce because they wanted the money that women were going to spend into the economy. They didn't want it because they wanted women to have all these rights and have all these things because women were oppressed. It was about money, and it's always going to be about money. But
Always.
most women don't have careers. They have jobs and they're not making enough money to retire on because a lot of women, let's say you're making $50,000 a day. I'm pretty sure her expenses are 45 grand and up a year. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
spending way more her money than she should be spending, and she's not saving anything retirement. To live comfortably in retirement, they say you need to have about $1 million to retire on, and that's
Mm-hmm.
50 grand a year for probably to live out the rest of your life. You need about
Right.
that. It's women who are making 100 grand a year. They ain't nowhere close to saving $1 million for retirement because they live above their means. So,
Right.
in the grand scheme of things, you say, Brandon, well, what does that mean? That means that the state and the government is going to be taking care of a lot of women into their old age because they don't have the money to take care of themselves. And when the state has to pay to take care of women in mass that way, we're going to go broke. We're going to go bankrupt doing that. It's already happening in other countries right now. Look it up.
Yep.
It's already
Mm-hmm.
happening. It's happening in the Korea. I think it's in North or South Korea. It's one of them. It's happening in
Mm-hmm.
China right now because you have so many women who are unmarried, who went out in the workforce. They don't have husbands, and now they've aged out, and the men there don't want them because they're older. So now they're living off the state. They're living off the country. You know, and I told you, I talked about Shung Yu. It's called leftover women, and a lot of those women. Oh, in China, you think it's bad here that once you hit
Oh,
30 as a you
it's
hit 30
horrible
as a
over there.
woman,
It's
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 horrible
it's
over there.
it's triple.
Horrible.
It's like three times worse.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's the men and women perpetrate over there. I told you, there's this. They got this park in China where people can go to meet potential mates for their children. So parents go to this park where women will set up at this park, and parents will go to look for mates for their sons. And dude, they were talking to the women, and anything over 27, dude, they were like, no, no. And then some of them were like, girl, she's 26. It's like anything over 25 is a no-go. No, no, you're not going to be fit for my son because she was 27. I said, man, that is rough. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, because after you hit, once they hit 30, fertility rates decline. Once they hit 35, you go into geriatric pregnancy. Women are not built to
Mm-hmm.
have kids later on. They're built to have them early, but that's not what society has told them. Society has told us, oh, don't worry about that. You get your IVF, you can freeze your eggs. You know, once you go against biology, you usually lose.
Mm. Man, that boy, boy, look at him.
Let's see.
Right.
Ms. Lisa say women have become so masculine they don't know how to turn that off with their man. Oh, they go,
Mm.
Ms. Lisa, you gonna get canceled. They're gonna cancel Ms. Lisa.
So is.
They're gonna
with
cancel
the
her.
with the quits.
Yeah, because that's true. That's
Right.
one of the
Right.
things about operating as men and going out and competing in the world of men is that you have to be masculine in order to be successful. Like to climb to the ranks of where the top women have gone, you have to have some type of masculinity. And once you do it for so long, it's hard to turn that off, man. It's
Super
hard to
hard.
turn that off. And
Super
Miss
hard,
Lisa say
brother.
she ain't never scared. Hey, you see, hey Shawn, Miss Lisa say she said I'm not scared. She said never
Girl.
scared, never scared.
She on one today. She on one today. All right, man. I
On
gotta
one.
wrap it up, man. I gotta get
So
back to these
closing thoughts.
clients.
Yeah, we're hour 18 in. So closing thoughts. Go ahead.
On this whole entire topic, my closing thoughts are is just simple and plain, man. We have to we just gotta accept one another, man. We just gotta accept one another and just work with each other, man. That's what we but we gotta be it, and you said it earlier. We gotta quit competing each other, man. It's not a competition. I don't even know how we got here, but we got to stop the competing against each other, and then we have to listen. We really have to listen to one another. If I got a problem, I got to be able to take it to you and listen to you. But we got to keep what this is what we have to stop doing. We have to quit beating up problems over and over again with the sense of being redundant. We have to act on what the problem is and then implement a plan and then move forward. Until we do that, we're gonna keep I don't know, man, we're just gonna keep running into each other, man, like two rams.
Yeah,
You know,
go keep
that's
butting
just
heads.
that's my thing.
Yeah. And you're right. We repeating the same cycles over and over and over again, and we've been beating a dead horse for 50 years. I mean, it's been the
Jesus.
same conversation in the gender war over and over and over again. But I would think the one thing that will help us tremendously is that, ladies, y'all got to stop lying to each other. You have to. Society lies to you enough. Your family lies to you enough. Men who want something from you lie to you enough. You have to stop lying to each other. You know,
Hmm.
because I told you, for every boss chick you see, there's thousands who are just, they're not doing well, and they want to make it seem like, women are just doing so much better than men and we're outpacing it. Oh, we're the most enrolled in college. We have all these degrees and we're making more money. Yeah, but what they don't tell you is it's early on that you make that money, that you have these advantages. It's early. Once you hit about 35, those things start to go away. Your income as a woman, it starts to drop. It starts to dwindle. Your
Hmm.
dating prospects after 35 falls off a cliff. Pregnancy, it falls off a cliff. So you cannot operate like men. Stop lying. Oh my goodness. Like the way they lie so much, I thought that dudes were out here just broke and dusty, ain't got nothing going on, and women out here making all these money, living boss life. It's Roof Chris, it's Maestros, it's Calvert Chop House, it's lobster tail, it's steak, it's trips to Dubai, it's all that. They just living this whole lifestyle, but they're broke. They are.
Right.
Women
Right.
today, they're broke. And it's not because they don't make money, it's because they live above their means.
Right. Right. Hmm.
And you do. We got to stop it. You got to stop it, because you have to tell these young girls what the pitfalls are, because as a man you can see what the pitfalls are. As a man, it's clear as day with your eyes. I see that homeless dude, I'm going to assume he didn't do the right things and he had this going on, and just it could be a lot of ways he got there, but we know
Hmm.
that at some point he gave up and he stopped,
Right.
or he was unfit to do whatever he needed to do. But with women, you see women, they have a house, they have food, they have all these things. It's like, well, she's still living a good life. She ain't homeless, she this. And so that's where the stigma comes in, that man.
Exactly,
And
man.
Mr. Richard Slaughter says both ways. Yeah, yeah, it's both ways. They say
Right.
you got more women taking care of men than vice versa. But that's by choice.
Exactly. Ain't nothing we could do about that. That's
Ain't
a
nothing we can do about
conscious
that.
choice. That if a woman's making a conscious choice to take care of a man, you know, she's doing that. But when women make those choices to take care of those men and then go behind and bash that man because of decisions she made, come on, that ain't right within itself. When she made that decision, nobody put a gun to her head to make her make that choice.
Yeah.
She chose on her own free will and accord to make that choice. So she needs to hold her own self accountable and responsible for the decisions that she made. Taking care of man while she go to work, he in the bed sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And they
and
they
yeah,
and they
we
love to
can't
talk
argue
about,
the point
I
on
hear.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
I hear them. They argue that too. Like, well, it's women more. I see women taking care of men. Yeah, but that's those women. You know what I call them? Women. Stupid. Why are you taking care of a grown man? I don't care. Like, you shouldn't be taking care of a grown man. But
Mm-mm.
one thing I don't found, I figured out in dealing with older men and men who've accomplished things, is that these men are pretty much set. I know too many men who are earning in the six-figure range, who are average everyday guys. They walking on the street, you wouldn't know what their bank account looked like by what they drive and how they walk around. But these men
Mm-hmm.
are set, and I know many of them, many of them, and they take care
Mm-hmm.
of themselves and they take care of their households. But just because what you've seen mostly is dudes who don't do that, that doesn't mean that that's the case. Because it's
Right.
more dudes out here self-sufficient, taking care of themselves, than there are men that are living off women. That is a fact. Because we have to
Mm-hmm.
get it. Because every man ain't got the necessary look or the necessary bad boy aura about him for women to come to him to want to take care of him. We have to
Right.
go out and get it.
Right. Exactly.
So,
That was
hey,
good,
we
B.
gonna
That was good.
hey, that make me mad, man. I say it's a partnership. You should
Right.
be building together. Yeah, we're gonna end it
Exactly.
right there.
There you
Listen,
go.
man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hey, make sure you follow Shawn on all his social media platforms. What you got? Facebook,
TikTok, Facebook, my
TikTok.
business Facebook page, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I got it all, man. All
Yeah,
got it
y'all see all mine at the bottom down here. So check us out, man. Hey, we're gonna be back with another. Hey, we got topics already planned out. We're gonna be back
already
next
playing.
week. It's gonna be
You know it.
spicy again next week. I'm telling you, so you better tune in. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. And chime in. Chime in, ladies, men.
Chime in,
Make your
man. I want to
comments.
hear.
Make your comments, man, because we pick it back and for what you guys are inputting too. I mean, this is important.
Hmm.
We in this thing together. The whole thing is for us to come together, collaborate, so we can do better in our partnerships. That's what it's all about. It's not about nobody one up in this person and one up in that person. We're bringing real issues and real topics to the forefront so we can discuss, so we all as men and women can do better.
Yep, that's it, man. And that's perfect. We're gonna end it right there. So until next time, man. We're gonna see y'all later.
All right,
Peace
B, I
out.
see you in that workout tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow, man. Gotta get
Tomorrow,
it,
man.
man. We got
Got
to
to get
get
that
it.
work.
Yes, yes,
All right, brother.
sir.
Peace.
All right, peace out.
Peace.